Sudan is on the boil for days now, with no lasting truce between its warring generals in sight. Residents are now accepting the new reality that there is no food in the nation, there is no water and no essential supplies either. People are fleeing the African nation in thousands. Our next report tells you more.
Gunfire and explosions. That's now the new normal in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, eroding yet another truce between the warring generals. The weeks-long conflict between the army and the paramilitary rapid support forces show no signs of easing, but the stakes are rising by the day. More and more people are losing their lives.
And outside the situation, especially in our area, it was horrible. The center was occupied by the opposition, that's the rapid forces, and shooting, bombing, everything. For 24 hours nearly.
Key civilian infrastructure lies in perils. Essential supplies like food and water are getting scarce.
احنا ما حنطلع من بيوتنا ما حنطلع. لو قالوا احنا حنطلع ما حنطلع من بيوتنا. احنا حنموت في بيوتنا. الموت واحد. احنا اولادنا بيقوموا من الصباح عشان يجيبوا لنا مويه لغايه بالليل. مويه عشان نشرب. احنا ما لاقين.
Meanwhile, forces have taken control of a high-security prison that let out allies of a jailed former autocrat. The army says former President Omar al-Bashir had been transferred to a military hospital along with 5 of his aides before hostilities started. The former president is wanted by the International Criminal Court for war crimes and atrocities during an earlier conflict in the Darfur region. Earlier, one of the warring sides seized a laboratory. The risk of a biological hazard was raised by the WHO, as the facility held pathogens of measles and cholera. Meanwhile, intense fighting turned residential areas into battlefields. Airstrikes and artillery have killed over 450 people, wounded more than 4,000. People are fleeing Sudan in thousands.
We are worried about the prices and are worried about where to go. The problem is that the danger comes to us. It is us civilians who are suffering. We're living in these conditions and we can barely make a living.
You see here, these are all the people these are all Nigerian students we have in here. You can see almost everywhere you look. These are students, stranded. Nothing has been done so far. We've been here for 3 days. Can you see what is happening?
Residents are escaping into neighboring countries, while foreigners are being evacuated by their respective governments. The US and UK prioritized the lives of diplomats and officials. Other countries, including India, are working with a commons-first approach. The evacuations are a complex process, but before that, people have to escape the battle zone, from Khartoum to Port Sudan. That's an 842 kilometers long journey. One has to find their way to this port to be evacuated through sea.
بقالي أكتر من 14 ساعة في الحدود السودانية. حدود قافلة من امبارح مش عارفين نخش. مفيش مية مفيش أكل. أنا ما أكلتش بقالي يومين تقريبا.
Sudan is a country where we spent 16 years of our life. It means a lot to us, and we have lived a long period of time there. We left our houses, all our belongings, so for sure, we feel as if we are in a nightmare.
The Indian embassy in Sudan has so far coordinated evacuation of over 500 Indian nationals. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is personally monitoring the ongoing Operation Kaveri. Evacuations from Sudan have been underway since Tuesday, when the warring sides agreed to a 72-hour ceasefire. Bureau Report, WION World is One.